Hello students, welcome to this class of English, and I am Dr. S. S. Vedwan, Department of English, Government Arts College Alwar. Today, dear students, we will learn about concepts and notions. What are concepts and notions, and how these concepts and notions can play a very important role in mastering communication. So, through these concepts and notions, we can express how to effectively present ourselves, that is asking questions, making a request, warning or advice, threat, making a concession, so on and so forth. As you know, when we use the right expression as per the demand of the situation, we can present ourselves very skillfully, and it will show our competence how we have mastered the language. A student or a learner of English, dear students, he must acquaint himself with these expressions. So, let us try to master these expressions. Let us try to understand some basic concepts and notions. So, to begin with, commands, orders and instructions. These can be expressed with the help of verbs, with the help of imperative, rush, stop, quick, don't spit. Must, it represents obligations. You must be here at 7 o'clock. Can't stop, you can't make a call from here. Or may not, that is prohibition in written request. So, may not is used mostly in written requests for prohibitions. For example, invigilators may not use mobile phones in the hall. Then we have no plus gerund, that is, for example, no parking here. Then you have shall, we use it for formal regulations, and will for written instructions. So, these are some of the notions and concepts which we use for commands, requests. For prohibitions, for example, I forbid you to use my scooter, no smoking, smoking not allowed. So, these are the concepts we use for prohibitions. Then what about requests? Please, will you, for example, shut the door, will you, would you please, would you mind plus gerund, would you like to, would you be kind enough, if you would. So, these we use for requests. Can and could. In informal communication, we use can I see the governor, may, might. In questions, may I discuss the matter. So, for forming questions, may and might, we can use let. When we use it as not a suggestion, let there be light. Then what about suggestions? To express suggestions, we use let, here let us, shall, I, we plus infinitive for the first person. For example, let us try it. Why don't you, we plus infinitive. Why don't we meet and discuss, for example, why don't we meet and discuss. Then what, how about arranging a tour next week. Supposing we invest some money in the real estate. So, these are some of the ways to express suggestions. Then permissions, the next we have is permission. Permission can be sought and granted in many ways, dear students. You can seek permission, we can grant permissions in many ways. For example, verbs, we use permit, allow, let. Examples are: let him take the mobile, allow me to explain the graph. These are the examples where we have used verbs as a form of permission. Then noun, for permissions we use did you have the permission to enter. Then there are the modal auxiliaries may, might, can, could. All these modal auxiliaries, they are used for permissions. May I come in? For example, may not, he may not come to party. Do, would you mind his late night ventures? So, these are the concepts we use for permissions. Now, let us look at wish. In English language is expressed with verbs such as wish, hope, prefer. For example, wish you good luck, a common sentence. If only it would rain this week. Then we use may and might with hope and trust. My parents hope I might succeed this year. May God bless you with good health. Then we use subjunctive, long live the democracy, imperative, enjoy the life. So, these are the things we use for wish. Then there is intention, how we can show intention through verbs, intent, plan, mean. I intend to tour India. So, I have shown my intention of touring India. Nouns, for example, intention and plan. Your intention is suspicious. Then going to plus infinitive. They are going to start a new car showroom. Now, obligations and necessity. How we can express obligation and necessity? We use certain verbs: compel, oblige. Then nouns: obligation, compulsion, necessity, need. Adjectives: necessary, obligatory, compulsory, needless, unnecessary. And then we have the modal auxiliaries: should, must, ought to, and their negative forms including need not, have to, be to. Then how we can use some conditions? There is a great variety of conditional sentences in English. Chiefly there are two divisions, mostly there are two divisions. The first is those with clauses that contain a condition that may or may not be fulfilled. This is the first one. And the second is, that is B, those with clauses in which a theoretical or hypothetical condition is put forward. These are clauses in which the condition is combined with improbability and unreality. Conditional clauses may be introduced by if, even, if only, as long as, so long as, suppose, supposing that, provided that, on condition that, unless, if not, in case, to introduce a contingency. So, whenever we have to introduce a contingency, we use in case. Now, let us compare some comparisons and contrast. How we can introduce comparisons and contrasts? So, the word we use is as. My house is as big as yours. So, we have compared the two houses. So, as. He is not so brave as he pretends. So, we have made the use of so and as. He is not as brave as he pretends. Then comparative degree. His car is better than mine. Here we have used the comparative degree. Not quite so plus adjectives. Your bike is not quite so macho as mine. The plus comparative degree. The better you work, the specialist you become. less than, more than are other things which we use for these things. Then advice. A concept of advice in English is expressed with verb, that is advice. He advised me to join English classes. Why don't you? Why don't you consult a doctor? Then must, ought to, should. You must join the classes, or you should join the classes. You ought to join the classes. Then may and might as well, plus infinitive. You may as well take some help from your parents. If I were you, I would or should. If I were you, I would go on a world tour. Then there are conjunctives, what, when, how, etc. plus to infinitive. Ought to, have or should have, need not, need hardly, scarcely. So, these are some of the concepts and notions which we use for effective communication, and for the students of MA English, these will be asked in their examinations paper first. I hope you have understood some of the basic concepts and notions which we use for effective communication in the English language. Thank you very much. We will continue it with part second. Thank you.